Hey, a couple minutes later, presto, and I've tightened up these screws, okay? And the important thing is to line this toilet seat up with the toilet, you know, so that it's straight. And I've done that, and now I can just snap those like that. Let's see, I'm gonna just do a little practice run here. Let's see how easy it's gonna be to do this. Yeah, see, that gives you a lot more support rather than trying to put your hand up here or sticking a little grab bar over here or what. You really don't have many choices in this setting. Even if you did have a wall over here, can you see how on most grab bars you got to have your hand here if it's horizontal, or if you put it up at an angle you got to put it here if you have enough strength on your arm to pull rather than push up. But down here, that's really good, and I can push straight up, and then as you're coming down, you can feel for this, and it will help you come down. And now you can push straight up, and hopefully, Motha's gonna like that. I think that's gonna work out really good. Another thing you could do that I've noticed is you could have a taller toilet than that. I'm going to get my tape measure. Let's measure the height of that toilet and see what it is. Now see, just because you have an elongated style toilet does not necessarily mean it's handicap height. And most toilets are 15.5 to 16 inches from the floor to the toilet bowl. Let's see what this one is. Now look at that. Well, you can't really see it from there, but I've got 15.5 to the height there. Okay? So if you have somebody who's handicapped, you could set them up like this. Another good thing to do would be to take your toilet out and get a handicap style toilet. And did you know at the store, most handicapped toilets, well, it's funny, you read what the height is, and they give you all kinds of different measurements. 16.5 to 17 inches is handicap, and then you can get them 19 inches at some stores. And did you know you can even get a toilet handicap height that's up to 21 inches tall? And can you see that if you had a different type of toilet with these same arms, it would be a little bit easier too, because you only have to sit down to here instead of going all the way down. You see what I mean? And so later on down the road, hey, I may have to take this toilet out for Motha and get a handicap height toilet, maybe 17 inches to, I'd probably go 19 inches or something, and try to shop around and find them. But at most stores, like at Lowe's and Home Depot, I went around looking for another toilet, not for my Motha, but for somewhere else. And most of them, some of them went up to 17 inches, but I never could find one that was 19 inches or 21 inches tall. And you may have to go to a wholesale plumbing supply yard like Ferguson's, or you just have to Google wholesale plumbing store and whatever city you're in, and then it'll show, and then you might have to call there, or you may be able to order it online through Home Depot or Lowe's or someplace like that. Okay, so lots of different variations on height for toilets. Okay, it's very important to know that, and it might help you out. Now, something else they have at the store is they have an extension piece. I don't like really using those. It's a toilet piece like this, but it's really fat. It might be 3.5, 4 inches tall, and then you set that down on here, you know, that whole toilet, and then it has a toilet lid on there, and you can extend a toilet like this. It's a plastic, a vinyl, heavy vinyl thing that's maybe 3.5, 4 inches tall, let's say. And then you can do it that way if you don't want to spend the money to change out your toilet. Okay, So there's an option for you. And that would do the same thing, except I think your arms, I'm not sure how that would work, because I think that would fit on top of this, so I'm not sure if it would be set up for that. Your toilet height would be higher, but your arms would still be down lower. You see what I'm saying? So that may not work for you either if you're going to use this type of safety handrails. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you're inclined to not want to do it that way, then the other option would be to take your toilet off and get a taller one, 17 to 19 inches, maybe even 21, and then put this rail on top of that, and then put your toilet seat. And I like to use the soft close toilet seats so that they close and they don't slam down on there. Okay, and then when somebody's using this, it's kind of important to try to put the same amount of weight on both sides. Now, granted, if you put more weight on one side than the other, it may feel like, how tinny is that? But in actuality, it's actually pretty strong. And once you get down here, you've got your weight on both sides. You're coming down and you're coming back up. Okay? So there you go. I'm going to bring Motha in here, and hopefully she's going to give me the A-OK. Okay, well, Motha came in here and gave me the stamp of approval. She's okay with it. She's liking it. And here's one other thing I didn't point out to you, but this has screws on it where you can leave it just slightly loose, so that if you want to wash your toilet out, you want to get this out of the way, you can just slide it up. See? Look at that. Or if you got a man in the house, he doesn't want to have that down, but yet somebody else is handicapped, you could slide that up and still use the toilet. Or when you're cleaning the toilet, you can have this out to wipe this and stuff like that. Okay? And that goes back down. It goes there. You can sit on it. And the other thing I was going to tell you, what else was I going to tell you? Remember I told you they had that plastic goodie that maybe is 3 inches, 3.5 inches tall or whatever. You would put that down, and this handrail, safety rail, will probably be at the same height. So see, she was finding it hard to put her hands right here to push up because she's not really that strong. I said, well, try putting your hands right here, and this makes it a little bit easier for her to push off. And if you had the extension, if you didn't want to spend the money for a taller toilet, if you got a 15.5 inch tall toilet from the ground up to the bowl, or 16 inches or something, then if you have that, what you would have is these handrails would still be at the same height. You'd be up higher because you'd be sitting up here, right? You'd be sitting here, but yet your rails are down lower. That actually might be a good thing. It might be easier for you to use these if you don't have that much strength to push off. See how far down you go? Because if you get a taller toilet and then you put your hands on here, your area from here down is going to be taller, but from here up, your shoulders are still going to be where they're at. And if you're having a hard time lifting up off of here, it might be best to put that extension seat on here so that these rails are down lower. You could try that before. I would try that first. With my mother, she's getting arthritis in her knees, and it's getting, when the pain gets more intense, let's say, the next step I would do before changing out this toilet would be to get that extension seat and just try it and have her sit on it and see what she feels like. And if she didn't like it, we could take it back to the store, let's say, before she uses it. Okay? Because those things are like 50 bucks too. But then if she wants it, that would be way cheaper than taking this whole toilet assembly out and installing a new one. Especially if you go to Home Depot, if you can't find the 19-inch one or 21-inch tall one, you may have to go to, you may be able to order it online, like I said, or you may have to go somewhere else where they're going to charge you more, and maybe getting the 21-inch toilet might be $150 more than a 17 or 17.5-inch toilet. You see what I'm saying? So before going through all that hassle, maybe get the extension seat first, put it all back together, try it out. And last case, my aunt, she ended up I ended up putting one of these on her for my uncle before he passed away. And but then just recently she had her toilet upgraded to a handicap, and she felt like she didn't need this for now, so she took it back out, and hopefully she's got it stored, and she's got a tall handicap style toilet, and she's got some grab bars and stuff like that. But later on down the road, if she needs to, she can always put this back on. So lots of variations. I hope you caught all the different variations on possibly making it a little bit easier for a handicapped person that you have at your house. And who knows, it might even be you. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos. And what am I going to talk about next time? Well, it might have something to do with the mailbox by the front door. Yeah, you might want to watch that. It might help you out. I marked that one off my list.